quarter of a century ago, Soichiro Honda, the legendary founder of the great Honda brand, greenlighted his final project before dying in 1991. It was a beautiful Italian-influenced supercar for the masses, with an overhead cam engine located behind the seats, and just enough flamboyance to make the world take notice. And it wasn't the NSX.
Midship amusement. Welcome to the 1991 Honda Beat, Japan's first open-top mid-engine K sports car. This is the car that when Suzuki and Mazda found out that this was in production, they decided they needed to get into the game too and create their own sports cars. So thank this car for the awesome Suzuki Cappuccino and the Mazda AutoZam AZ1.
The Beat actually has deeper Italian supercar roots than its NSX big brother. It was actually styled and engineered on spec by Pininfarina, the storied coach builder most associated with Ferraris. But when Pininfarina found its primary target for the project, Fiat, no longer had the financial resources to build a diminutive supercar. It shopped around the design and found a willing buyer in Honda. Named the Beat, it was the first sports roadster built for the Japanese domestic market K-car class. Though just 33,635 units were built from 1991 through 1996, the Beat is considered the most iconic of all K sports cars.
So Honda took Pininfarina's pure mid-engine open top configuration and added quite a bit of flair and flamboyance. You get this awesome zebra print interior and white face gauges. This car tells you what it's all about pretty much at any angle. It even says open motoring on the floor mats. It tells you about the technology of the M-Trek on the door sills. And then of course there's the slogan, midship amusement, on both sides. It's a fun car, designed to be affordable, designed to be able to get you 60 miles to the gallon commuting one day and then carving apexes around canyons the next. We even have air conditioning. Not too shabby. Powering this car, well, it's right behind me under this soft top, is Honda's 3-cylinder, 12-valve, overhead cam, 600 and, well, just under 660 cc's, 4-stroke engine. Produces about 64 horsepower and a little less torque. Doesn't sound like a lot, but this thing's high-tech. It's got drive-by-wire throttle and throttle butterflies for each of the 3 cylinders. They call it M-Trek. There's not a lot of torque down low, but that's 8,500 RPMs. So once you get up into the power band, wow, it really goes. And once you hear that exhaust note, you're gonna forget about all that lack of low-end torque. That's just cool. So, if the Beat's engine is a 3-cylinder 4-stroke, does that mean we're in 3/4 time? I mean, I can't think of many pop songs in 3/4, but one that comes to mind is the Eagles' Take It to the Limit. So as Randy Meisner would have sang, let's take it to the limit one more time. Don't mind if I do. Ow! most from this 3-cylinder engine. You actually gotta shift a lot to keep it between 5,000 RPMs and the 8,500 RPM red line. That's not a bad thing because, well, this thing's fun to shift. Throws are, well, Vern Troyer mini-me short. The interesting thing, though, is that it feels more like a vintage British car because there's no spring to tell you if you're in the first, second segment or the third, fourth segment. To go to fifth, you actually have to push to the right into the reverse detent and go up. So you really never go into fifth on an accident. On the whole, when you get the hang of it, it's bang bang. Handling on this thing is incredible. And it allows you to make the most out of this engine behind us. We got McPherson struts all around. And great weight balance. So even any run-of-the-mill Honda Beat is going to have great handling. But this specific car has Honda's Mugen performance parts installed from the dealer. So this has a Mugen steering kit, Mugen uprated McPherson struts, limited slip differential. This thing is great. You can bring so much speed through the corners. This car is just really confidence inspiring. And if you do have to scrub off some speed, the brakes, well, they're just fantastic for such a small car. You've got little tiny disc brakes at each 4 corners. Pedal feel is great, it's firm, it's manual, so you know exactly what the calipers are doing. This is just fun. It's a really great B-road or canyon carver, and it does just as well in the city. Anyone who has ever owned any mid-engine car will tell you that there's obvious downsides. Well, there's not a lot of interior space, and since there's no tilt steering wheel, if you're 6'4" like I am, well, it's hard to turn because your knees get in the way. There's not a lot of storage space in the car at all. I mean, there's probably room in here somewhere for a CD or a cassette tape and a map. And there's basically room for a Happy Meal and a bag of chips in the trunk. But that's a trade-off you get. Access to the engine is also not particularly great. And that means if you're going to do some major service, you better have a lot of patience, take a lot of deep breaths, and have universal joints in your wrists. But still, there's nothing you can't do on this car. And in this car, just had its timing belt done, so this one's good to go for another 10 to 12 years. Inevitably, I get asked, so how does this compare to the AZ1 or the Suzuki Cappuccino? Well, stacks up like this. The AZ1 is all about looks. Yeah, it has a turbocharger and it has an intercooler, but it's not very well balanced. It's all about looks and getting people to go, whoa, what was that? The Cappuccino is somewhat anonymous looking, but man, that thing goes like nobody's business. It's a supercar in a tiny package. This one is kind of the best of all worlds. Handles well, it's a little down on power, but it carries so much more speed than the AZ1 through corners that you'll beat it in just about any race that involves a turn to the right or left. This thing is just right in the middle. It's a car for all seasons. And this season, it's sunny. I like having the top down. They really hit the mark with the midship amusement tagline. Because, yes, it is midship, and yes, it is very amusing to drive. It's not a fire-breathing sports car by any stretch. But if you can't have fun in this car, you don't have a heartbeat. Woo!